Investigators are searching for answers this morning after a classmate shoots and kills 2 students and puts 2 others in critical condition in a hospital.
This happened at Saugus High School north of Los Angeles. ABC Action News reporter Jasmine Stiles joins us this morning in studio with more on the cryptic message that was posted before this shooting. Jasmine.
Well, at this point, investigators just can't pin down a motive, but the sheriff did say his investigators are looking into possible social media threats. A lead detective says before the shooting, his Instagram bio read, "Saugus, have fun at school tomorrow." And this is the video that's sticking with many people this morning, showing students being led out of the school. On Thursday morning, authorities say the gunman pulled a .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol out of his backpack and emptied the clip. He killed 2 students, injured 3 others, and saved the last bullet for himself.
Investigators are still trying to find out the motive behind the shooting.
People who know the 16-year-old suspect are trying to wrap their head around what happened. CBS 2's Cara Finstrom is live at Saugus High School with what neighbors are saying this morning. Cara?
So many troubling questions, Suzanne. Behind us, this is the student parking lot at Saugus High. You can see all the cars that are still here. No classes today. These are the cars of students who fled yesterday. Investigators say the shooter, student Nathaniel Berhow, used his last bullet to shoot himself in the head. He remains in grave condition. Detectives say Berhow carried the gun onto campus in a backpack before shooting 5 classmates on his 16th birthday. He'd been on the track team, the school honor roll, and neighbors say he'd grown up a Boy Scout, was respectful, and had a girlfriend. But a neighbor also tells us Berhow had a hard time with his father's death from heart failure a couple years ago. He told us he was also friends with the older Berhow, who was an avid hunter and had spent time with his son on hunting trips. We've also learned his father reportedly struggled with alcohol for years, and in 2015 was arrested on suspicion of attempted battery on his wife. It's unclear how that was resolved. Yesterday, detectives searched the home for evidence. Then the neighbor we spoke with told us that he'd held Nathan as a baby, taught him chess, and never would have imagined he'd be capable of violence.
Well, he seemed to have people around in his life who really loved him. I think he forgot that. Sometimes, like, the families can be demonized with these things, and they're good.
Don't expect all this.
They're good people.
And today the FBI will continue to work with local investigators. Suzanne, one of the things they're doing is scouring social media posts. They're also conducting interviews. At this point, no motive is known.
That 16-year-old shooter is in grave condition. 2 other students listed as critical. One student described the terror.
Turned off the lights right away. We hid under one of the tables in the very back corner. And it was even scarier because it was a classroom without a teacher, and there was the doors weren't able to be locked without a key, and we didn't have one.
Susie and Jeff, from law enforcement to parents to people who live nearby the school, the response to this shooting was swift and heroes emerged. The truth is, you don't really know how you'd respond in a crisis until the crisis finds you.
Why did you go back to the school?
I don't honestly know.
A Saugus High School parent who wished to remain out of focus so that we could focus on the students and the victims drove his freshman son to school this morning, only to be met with classmates walking and running in the opposite direction.
We noticed one of the pairs of people that were walking out was a friend of my son's. So we rolled down the window and said, "Hey, what's going on?" And he said, "There's a shooter, don't go to school."
He then drove his son and his friends to safety. Then this father of 2 went back to campus to help.
If I could have seen somebody running away, I could have ushered them this way or that way.
Hannah Shooping and her friends were running away. And much to their delight, they and many others met a man.
Makes you feel good to do good.
Appropriately named Larry Everhart, who lived near the school and opened up his home.
So then we sprinted into the house.
I was just gonna run.
Locked the door, and that was basically how we got in.
There must have been 20 of them went in my house. I want to make sure they were safe.
They were, and so was Everhart's granddaughter, who was a student at Saugus. Then there were the first responders.
The first people that arrived were 3 off-duty cops.
The trio was dropping off family members at school as well. LA County Sheriff Alex Villanueva spoke with our Pat Harvey earlier tonight.
They saw the 6 victims on the ground, they saw the firearm, and they began life-saving treatment of the 6 victims.
Yeah, and those officers were from 3 different departments, LAPD, Inglewood PD, and a deputy from the LA County Sheriff's Department. The son of the parent you met at the beginning of this story is on the soccer team at the high school, and the father tells me they were planning on doing a fundraiser anyway for the team, but instead of the proceeds going to the team tomorrow, they will now go to the victims' families. Reporting live in Santa Clarita, I'm Jake Reiner. Back to you.